Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our lovely Gerudo Palace, where we're here for some hot NGS Div D West action for Week 8 between Trith Academy and Rooster Pizza WBP. I am your commentator and host for the evening, the majestic Gerudo King. I will take you on a splendid journey as we watch these two teams battle it out as we come up to the end of the season. On your screen, you will see that we do have the standings. No, we don't. We did? We do? Now we do. Gotcha. You'll see Trith Academy is tied for third, within reaching distance of first and second place. And Rooster Pizza is trying to come in hot try to secure maybe a match win for the first time this season. So good luck to both teams. Switching back to the maps, we'll see that Rooster Pizza did win the coin toss, so they chose to do map pick, and they banned Braxis and Towers, and Trith Academy banned out Alterac and Shrines, leaving us with a little bit of Tomb of the Spider Queen action. So, interesting to see where we'll go with this evening. Did sound that Rooster Pizza was a little excited that this map wasn't banned out, so maybe they've got some secret plans coming in hot for this evening. A little bit of cam action before we get started. You had the cat running around crying. I guess he's not interested in watching this evening. But yeah, so we're just waiting for all of the pizza roosters to hop on into the lobby so we can get started this evening. Oh, that was a cry, and say hello to everybody. The Shadow is done eating and wishes to sleep in his bed. Go ahead, lay down, Mr. Man. Go ahead and lay down. Don't block the screen so we can see what's going on. Alright, we are trickling into the lobby, slowly but surely. See if I can't bring up some... You know what, I don't have any updated stats. All I've got is some of the standings, but I will get my screen ready for the magic button so I don't have to go over everybody for you. We got Wizard, Not That Pirate, Rothgar, Sultry Satyr, and Azankai for Trith Academy, and this evening for Rooster Pizza. It looks like we've got Cranky Rhino, Dr. J, Night, Toast Monster, and I saw Pato flitting in and out of the lobby. So, looks like we've got a bit of the core on their squad. No Shane this evening. Well, that's alright. I hit that button. Now we're going to be ready to go for draft in just a moment. See what kind of crazy tactics we've got here. I know Trith is going to be chomping at the bit to pull this win off so that they get a little bit of safety in those first two spots. Not sure how the playoffs are going to line up. The division originally had 11 teams. They've had 2 teams withdraw, so they're down to 9. So I imagine it would have originally been an 8-team playoff bracket, but with it being down to 9, they may shrink it down to 6. They may keep it at 8. If it's 8, then there's no one safe. No bye weeks for anyone in the playoff. But if they shrink it to 6, usually your first 2 seeds will have that first week to get to to get deeper in the bracket and secure that little bit of distance for themselves. So it's definitely important to try to get those first 2 seeds. But depending on the bracket, it could be a little bit more important or not. All right, everyone's finally in the lobby. Time to get this show on the road. And I think, I don't know, I used to have the things up. I thought I did. OBS has hit all the things on me. That's the one I'm looking for. A little bit of some things going on there. Oh yeah, they're asking if I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready for some draft phase. And we're going to be swapping over. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Week 8 of Division D West. Season 17 NGS starts right now as we get into draft. Excitement. Yes. All right. Let's start this off with Trith Academy having the first pick because, as we said, Rooster Pizza won the toss and chose the map. So will we see some targeted bans? Will we see some meta bans? Will we see some fun? I'm always a fan of some Valera. Let's get some spice up in here. Tomb of the Spider Queen's not a bad choice for some of the sneaky sneak as we know it. It's a smaller map, so people can get to lanes a little bit quicker to bounce around to help each other out. But we're starting off with a Brightwing ban, a Joanna ban. Nothing too out of the ordinary as we get started. Maybe we'll keep on scrimping the healer pool. And a Varian. Varian's very flexible. We know and love what Varian brings to the table. Not many of us get to really see him on the melee assassin front that much anymore. But good tank to get rid of. Good bruiser, especially on the small map. Having that early level 4 power spike can be quite changing. And get rid of a Li Ming. Probably more of a target ban against somebody on Trith, but let's see where they put their priority pick here to start the evening. Locking in the May. I like it. Good zone control. Can definitely block off or make it difficult to get through some of these smaller passages between the lanes as you're rotating around the map. Ice Wall is really good for blocking off some areas. This is the only phase they get before the second round of bans. Rooster Pizza goes with the Vala and the Rhaegar as their initial picks. Let's see what Trith wants to lock in before we get the last 2 bans. A Zeratul and a Deathwing. Well, we wanted some spice, and we got a whole lot of habanero up in here. So we are in for a treat with this squad already. We got to see the Maiev a couple weeks back. Now we get a little bit of Zeratul, so I am excited. Now remember, Zeratul doesn't come into his own until a little bit later in the game. And then he goes from 0 to 60. Following up, we've got the Anduin ban. We've got an ETC ban. So let's see where Pizza goes with their comp at this point. Remember, drafting CC is not going to be very helpful at this point because Deathwing do not care about your CC and what you bring to the table on that front. You definitely want some high damage. The Leo's a good choice to soak it up, and a Tassadar. I'm interested to see where they go with the tank and why they didn't grab the tank knowing Trith's tank choice already. But we'll see how Trith rounds out their comp coming in here. And you've got Toast is going to be on tank duty over there. A Rainer, and coming in with this Stukov. Stukov getting all the way through the ban phase is different. I think we would all agree, if we've played any Storm League in our history, Stukov is a little rough. Stukov's in a unique position to punish the Rhaegar and the Leo, I think, because the Rhaegar's going to want to jump in, and that Silence Pool is going to really mitigate his ability to do anything when he gets in there. Rounding it out with an Anubarak seems, alright, I think. Again, he brings a lot of CC to the table that Deathwing is just going to ignore, so we'll see how it plays out as we begin to load into the tomb of the Spider Queen for Game 1 this evening between Trith Academy and Rooster Pizza WBP. Oh man, I'm going to hit the button. I didn't mess it up this time. I'm excited. You're excited. We can't wait to see what's going to go on here. I've just got to hit this. Oh, that's the one. Here it comes in, popping on the left side of your screen is your blue team. And swinging on over here. On the right side of your screen is the red team. Left in blue is Trith. Red team right is Rooster Pizza. Welcome back, Pato. Zoom out a little bit as we march into the beginning here. But it's a small map, so we'll try to leave it in a little bit. And let's get this party started. See where we go. Leo already splitting off, as you can see on the minimap, on his own to the bottom. Pretty standard technique. You want to 4-man rotate the top 2 lanes so that you get the gems, and your bruiser, your offlaner, is going to handle the bot lane. And it looks like they're going to send Rainer to go deal with the Leoric, so pretty stock standard choice. Everyone's just going to focus on clearing out the waves. Tassadar wall comes out a little early. Not sure what he's trying to block there. Zeratul goes in for the back line, gets out with half of his health. And Leo's going to start getting peppered by the Rainer. Control Shift 1. That was not it. E is what I want. Uh-oh. Control 1 is what I'm looking for. As we rotate to the top lane. The wall to block the follow-up on from Trith. But they're already rotating to the next lane. Leo got a spooky hand on Rainer, chasing him back, but Rainer's able to adrenaline rush and walk it off. And we're just going to stick to some standard rotations as we zoom around the map here. Night looking like he might come up to meet to kind of throw off the rotations here. But remember, Zertul's always cloaked if he's not in combat, so unless you're used to seeing the shimmer, you might get some info you might not want. He is going to head on down to the siege camp, unbeknownst to Rooster Pizza, I would believe. But they're all coming down. Going to try to gank this Rainer. And the wall comes out. Well done from Rooster Pizza to grab an early kill, but not checking the siege camp. Well, here comes... Oh, maybe. Oh, there it is. Zeratul by himself can't do anything here. He's got to walk away. And a good steal on the camp from Rooster Pizza. But and they have a smidge of the XP lead, but Trith got to bounce around and soak up some gems. So pretty even on the gem front because Rainer lost some. Anything spicy here? You've got the passive talent coming from Rainer, so he wants to stack off the Leoric for sure. Nothing else too spicy on the side of Trith. And you've got the Q build off of the Tassadar, which is, well, it's not the auto build, so I guess I'll get behind it, but I'm still a fan of W. The Q build's going to punch a hole better in a Deathwing, I believe, as long as he goes the full Q talent. And we've got the Q build from Vala, which, yeah, I mean, if you're worried about getting caught out, I feel like Mana Core would be real big on the Deathwing, but if you can keep that attack bonus from the Gambit, but we don't have to worry about it as Dr. J gets caught in the lava pool from Deathwing and manages to walk away. So just the one kill. We've got a little bit of a turn in so far from Trith, but nothing too fired up. Pato gets caught out with the Zeratul jumping in to clean it up. Does he get out with the help of Stukov? He gets caught by the wall, and he does, but Pizza's all locked up. Little bit of fire breath. Can't keep the energy up. And Doc J and Cranky are able to walk away from it. So 1-for-1 in the mid lane. And both teams still have enough gems for a turn in. So just free kills. So good thing Pato didn't go the stacking Gambit talent, because he would have lost that already. So foot in mouth. Good job, Pato. But Trith finishes their turn in. So they're going to have the initial push pressure going on here. No bruiser camp taken prior to the push for either team. So this should be a pretty standard defense. We'll see what they manage to pull off here. Deathwing alone fighting 4 members of Pizza in the top lane, where Trith sends 4 people down to deal with the Leoric. So just a mirror setup, and Deathwing doesn't want anything to do with it and just goes to help the Spider push mid. So they're looking to focus the 2 lanes while Pizza defends the first one. That Spider doesn't get any progress. Deathwing gets the Spider up to the wall in mid and backs off to soak the top lane. But there is major damage being done in the bot lane. The whole wall goes down. And Leo's going to try to run for his life with the Zeratul chasing him. The Spooky Hand does a little bit of work, but the swoop misses, and they might get this fort, but they might get collapsed on as they try to retreat. Zeratul's the only one that's low, manages to slip around the backside, and with all 5 members diving the 4 in the bot lane, that leaves Deathwing to get some soak on the retreat. So just the 1 fort and a little bit of the wall in the middle. Not a horrible defense for your first push. But Pizza's going to want to turn in. They've got 77 gems, and that is going to be real bad if any of their big gem carriers get popped. Rhaegar just stepping in for the turn-in while the team's looking at him, so a little bit of swagger on that front, but nothing else doing. Big stuns coming out from Deathwing to catch a couple of the back line of Pizza, but they're able to walk it off, and May's going to get caught out down here by the Leoric, but she's able to walk away as Zeratul's also running for his life. Pizza putting their foot down in the sand saying, we want to turn in these gems and get our own push happening. But again, it's the fight for the turn-in has been real, and no one got any backup camps. So what does Pizza get to do with their turn behind the proverbial wheel? 4 of them top, pushing the top lane in. They get caught into the May stun. 3 members of Trith are here to defend. Doc J soaking that fire breath like he is some kind of flame retardant chemical, but he is sent packing as these spiders drop, and that is not a good look for what you want to have done. 10s coming in for both teams. We'll talk about those in a moment as they are selected. And the spiders are pretty quickly rebuffed by the side of Trith Academy. We've got the Deathwing flying in beneath my shadow, I believe it is. Pato runs off, gets the Ancestral out of Rhaegar. A wall comes up, does more to prevent his team from going in and stop the enemies from coming at them, but big blizzard to catch 2 members of Pizza, and this spider push was rather unclimactic as everyone walks away to lick their wounds. We'll look at this quick. You've got Might of the Nerazim, so that's his shadowed ability. He will recast something for more damage, and also gives him just more auto damage as they go. Pizza might get another turn in right away. They sure do. Rainer with the Hyperion. Ice Wall May. The swipe out of Stukov. And then we've got the big old Fear Roar coming out of Deathwing. 4 into the top against the Deathwing, and we've got 4 in the bottom picking on the Leoric. So he's going to go down. That's going to be a quick defense. Then you've got the Bruiser Camp up from Trith. That's going to defend mid. So another strong defense, I think, from Trith as Pizza gets a second turn in and won't get too much out of it. They get the fort. They might be able to get some keep wall, but they're getting flanked from behind. The Ice Wall goes on, doesn't catch anybody. The May Blizzard comes in, catches 2 people into the Stukov pool. The Cocoon on the Zeratul is not going to remove a lot of damage from the fight because he's still not too big. Pato drops 2. That is 3 down on the defense flank coming in from Trith. They dove for the fort, and it looked like they wanted to keep stepping up or just didn't retreat in time. And all you have is a tank and the Bruiser as the final Spider goes down. Well, they still have the one in bot lane that's pretending to do much, but that did not get much value. So they got the fort to match at least match the map state, but the kills lead to about a 3/4 of a level lead. But mid's still pushing. So really the map state kind of favors Rooster Pizza simply because the top wave gives you control over the boss pit, if that's something that your team is interested in. They grabbed the Bruiser Camp right after the Spiders to help keep the pressure in mid. We did see the Ancestral, we saw Cocoon, Black Hole, Entomb, and Rain of Vengeance, so there's a lot of CC being locked up there. I feel like this would have been a good Bloodlust angle just so you can wail on the Deathwing and cut through a lot of his area denial stuff that he's doing. But they get the Siege Camp as Trith gets their turn in, and they're going to flank from behind on Pato and Night Knight again. Zeratul's ready to murder the Pato, but gets the spike off, gets cocooned. Siege Camp's going to go for the fort, but the Spider's dropping. Big Blizzard coming in, locking up a bunch of people. Tassadar goes down right away as the fight continues, and the Spiders will push in the other lanes. You see Leoric, he's spooky walked out of there, but he's not long for this world as he drifts into the ethereal plane. And now they are down to 3 people to defend as Deathwing sets up Siege Shop in front of the fort. We got a big Rain of Vengeance coming down. And Noob tries to pick up who he can, but there's just not much going in. It's hard to break this bubble. This 5-stack of Trith. They've just got a lot of denial if you try to come in. Rainer's going to blast you back. You've got Deathwing putting all kinds of things out. And now we've got 2 Spiders pushing in on keep walls. The bottom wall goes down. Top wall's going to go down. Shouldn't get too much more as all of Pizza is back to help defend here. Ice Wall comes down. Doesn't hit anyone, but splits Rhaegar off from the rest of the group. The Silence Puddle to keep Dr. J down, but May gets a little too big for her britches. Steps up a little too far, and they catch her. A swipe to get the disengage as the Deathwing stomps on the ground and causes a big ravine. Underneath my shadow gets Deathwing out of there, leaving Stukov to take the brunt of the defense. So 2 down. Pizza in prime position to take the boss, but Deathwing is dropping meteors from above. So they're going to 5-man the boss for sure, though. Which, again, like we said, they already have the fort down here, so that boss is going to get good value. This wall being already down from that earlier Spider push as well. Jimmy trying to solo the Bruiser Camp as it resets while he's in the bush. That's it. I think he thought he was being cheeky. He didn't get it. The boss is summoned. And they're going to focus on turning in, but they don't have enough for the turn in, so you're just going to let them defend the boss here right now. I mean, they're both 16. They weren't for a moment, so I guess that's why you don't go in with the boss. Makes a little sense to me. And you've got the Bruiser Camp coming out now, so the boss will pull some attention as we zoom in and see what he can get done here. but barely finishes clearing out the wall before he goes down. Pizza goes ahead, almost gets the Zeratul there as they take the mid fort, and the Hyperion comes out to help defend. Anubarak going in without the backup of his team, and they are managed to get the wall down and get Anub out of there. Here comes Beneath My Shadows, making sure that Pizza can't turn in here again. The fight scattered. That's Pato caught in an ice wall. The Blizzard is perfect underneath, and that's Raynor going down on the side to Rhaegar as Pato gets chunked out by the Stukov. Kind of, I feel like Rhaegar should have thrown the Ancestral down to get Vala out of that ice wall as soon as it happened, but they trade a kill for it. Tassadar goes down. Ancestral still hasn't been popped. Zeratul doing some slick moves. Here comes the Ancestral out for the Leoric. And both teams have enough to turn in. Pizza's only 2 away, but they are 2 men down. Trith is down 1. Doesn't have the Raynor to help push here. But there are no forts on the side of Pizza as we prepare for the spiders to drop here. Where do we set up defenses here on the side of Pizza? Leo's trying to push the wave up as far as he can in bottom. Try to stagger the lane defenses as the spiders drop. Remember, they only go up as far as the wave is pushed, so your bot lane is going to be the last place you need to worry about. So I would think we're going to go mid and we're going to fight for top because they want this keep. It's already damaged and the wall is gone. Zeratul trying to be a bugger, but slinks back into the shadows as Deathwing begins the siege. Hyperion's out to help blow up some buildings, and now the fight comes out. Big stun, 2 people. That's a 3-man ice wall right here. As they all get bopped out of it, the silence pool to follow it up. There is no answer for that as they all get caught up with fire breath residue running for their lives. Cranky's 20 seconds away from a Ancestral, so everyone's just running around with no health. The May going in, handling that business. Pato drops next, but we get the May in return, but I think the damage is done. Beneath the Shadows comes out for the Nexus. Big Entomb just keeps him to get hit by the laser, but all the damage from Pizza is down. Can they keep them busy long enough for the core to just keep plinking away at Deathwing? I don't think it's going to happen. As now the bottom spider has arrived, and you have 13 seconds on the next help from Pizza as the core explodes in a shower of red sparks, and that is a win for Trith Academy. Game 1 wasn't bad. It was pretty good. We had a solid start from Pizza, and I think Trith just got more value from the spider pushes as the game went on. So blue team won that one. And then I have to hit that button, and then there you go. That should update the score screen. Perfect. So 1-0 Trith. Looking at some of the stats here, Deathwing, no kills but no deaths, and crushing the damage numbers on both columns here. Leo doing some work on the XP front for Pizza. Outdoing the May had the most XP, sure. Things happen. Pato coming in clutch with a bunch of damage, but the rest of his team not bringing a lot to the damage table. I mean, Deathwing did 10,000 more than Vala, and the rest of his team was about where Pizza was, but I think I feel like it would have been a good bloodlust angle. I don't know. I'd be thinking about that going into the next game maybe. Let's see where we're gonna go. All in all, it was a pretty action-packed game. We had a couple good scuffles just for scuffles. Didn't really have anything to fight over. I feel like macro could have been probably a little bit better managed on both sides, but we did see a lot of fights that just kind of led straight into spider pushes, not giving a lot of time for camps. But I think both teams had some solid punches, and it really just came down to that last spider push that just I think got out of hand. The ice wall on 3 people leading into a Stukov puddle is just there's not a lot you're going to be able to do for that as a Rhaegar, especially if I think he was one of the ones caught in it. So um, we are throwing in a sub on the side of pizza for game 2. It sounds like coming up on the end of the season, you want everybody to get a little hand in the pot, see if everyone can get a game on, maybe switched up, see if we can't get the mix of flavors right to get those W's. Remember, it's 1-0, it's a best of 3, and ain't nothing saying you can't win game 2 and 3 and still win the match. So keep the mental boosted. Game 1 is game 1. Don't worry about it. It's not like you got to play on the same map. You can go to another map, come up with another plan. So, you know, not like a best of 3 or 5 in any other MOBA where you're just stuck in the same rut trying to figure out what you're going to do this time. So, yeah. Looks like we've got the sub is logged on, and we should be getting this all set up in just a moment. Still waiting to see what map 2 will be and who will be the chooser of. See what's happening in the chat a bit while we wait. Oh, it was a raid early. Woo, I didn't miss that. I don't do a lot of streaming outside of this stuff, so you'll all have to forgive me if I miss your chats or your follows or subs or raids or you know. I appreciate you guys coming in and watching and hanging out with us as we explore the Nexus with our Heroes of the Storm friends. But got some hype for Trith Academy in here. I mean, I'd be hyping up Rooster Pizza. I used to play with a bunch of the guys, but Caster ambiguity being what it is, winds up just being more so that I get to nitpick them a bit more than root for them. But we're all here to have fun and play some games. So just come on now. There's only a couple maps to choose from. Let's get that pick made. I'm excited. It's already 11:30. We're getting late. East Coast caster wants to go to bed for the West Coast game. Or get back to my FF 16. You know. But hey. Just hanging out. I don't know what I'd like to see different from either team. I really like the comp from Trith with Desertool making that kind of work. Um, it felt very defensive situated in that. Oh, excuse me. I have wiped. I definitely. It felt like you couldn't break the ball, and that's really why I think I wanted to see the Bloodlust come out on the side of Rhaegar. Um, but they were also really clumped, and I think while I understand the thought process behind the Q build on Tassadar, I think Psionic Storm build would have been real big value, especially because Deathwing is a hard time getting out of circles because he's real big. And I mean, the same could be said for Q build, right? It's a lot easier to hit the Q when the hitbox is so big, but you start getting those Venn diagram psycho circles by the time you hit 16, 17. Deathwing's not having a good time as they start ticking through him. So, but hindsight's 2020. I thought everything else kind of came in okay. But nope, here we go. Second map is we are going to a Battlefield of Eternity. No one told me who chose. So we'll have to... Who chose the map? Sir, please tell me. Please tell me who chose the map. As we swap over here, we don't need to see the chat. It always gets a little weird in the chat screen. Come on, someone can do it. Someone can tell me. In the meantime, we're going to... well, we're just joining the lobby, so at the very least I will do Battlefield. And then we'll see that that's where we're going. And Bueller. We'll try one more time. Who chose the map? Rooster chose the map. So first pick is going to go to the side of Trith once more. And I hit the right one. Yes. So red team chose. Update the graphic there for y'all. I have so many things open and I always get lost. Alright. Who wants captain? Toast is going to be the captain of the draft for game 2. And I better swap on over here. And I'm gonna... We got Cranky being swapped out for Iggy. Alright. We are all readied up. About to pop in for a game number 2. As we finalize our teams and our positions here. I don't... this button's gonna spook me. This button's gonna spook me, so I'm just gonna... Does that work? No. So I'll just have to redo it. Come on, pizza. Get out of that oven. Get primed and ready. I'm ready to dig in for some tasty NGS game number 2 here in Week 8 in Div D West. Boom. Shout out. Still just hanging out. A little more spice, maybe, for our games this time. I guess in the meantime, go ahead. The Battlefield is a 2-lane map, big ol' objectives. It's pretty scuffle and fight oriented, so be interested to see how we draft for that moving into this one. And we are prepping for our first ban phase again. See if there were any heroes on either team that were a problem for anybody, or if we're just gonna get a little bit of a salty taste in our mouth from that salty run back coming in here. I don't know. I don't think the comp that Trith had game 1 is going to be a great comp for Battlefield. It feels like it's because it's a lot more scuffly and it's not in the lanes with your pardon me, again, established defenses. It's a little rough, but all right. Well, they thought the Anub might have been a problem, so he's gone pretty early in this ban phase. Who did we ban? We banned Li Ming and Joanna first for pizza last time. Let's see if they swap that up a bit. As they run the time all the way out. Big old chats, and there's the Stukov. Hard to deal with Stukov unless you've got a plan or some way to get to him and cut through the chaff and get to the sweet, juicy center of the Tootsie Roll pop that is Stukov. So, next ban. Coming in from Trith. And a Rhaegar. Alright. So it's a healer taken out from both sides. Are they going to leave then the Zeratul? They did not like the Zeratul stuff. So that's going to leave the Joanna up, which is shockingly grabbed immediately by the first pick side, followed by a quick counter of Blaze and Vala. So, okay, all right. See what we can do with that. Blaze could still be the bruiser. Doesn't necessarily need to be the tank. Without Cranky in the mix, I have a little sneaky suspicion I know what's coming from Pizza, but we'll have to see how that plays out. We've got Artanis, a great bruiser for this map with the stacking damage talent, and the Anduin. I mean, Anduin, Joanna, that is two big, heavy meta hitters right now. So, see what kind of answers we have for that. We got rid of the Li Ming again. There's two DPS that need to come out for the side of Trith yet. They have every other position locked up. Pizza's looking for a healer, a DPS, maybe a bruiser, maybe a tank. Nobody knows. We're back to the Brightwing ban from Trith. So, let's see where this comes out. Shake my spice shaker, a Sonya. I don't. It's gonna be. Well, they've got to be swapping. Kel'Thuzad is a toast special, so, and Doc's tank is usually a Blaze, so that's. I think they're gonna be pulling the old swapperoo on who's piloting what heroes there on the side of Pizza. But what do we have? Rothgar is Joanna because that's what you do, and Sultry is. You know, I thought for a moment they popped in and it was going to be a Cho'Gall, but you're treated to a Samuro. Wizard Beast. I don't like your champion pool. And the Uther is kind of what I thought was going to be coming in. So, not a surprise on that front. And he is Artanis. And I'm going to try to get here. Iggy is, I can't. This is Uther. Toast is Kel'Thuzad. Dr. J is Blaze. And then this was who? There's Sonya. Alright, I've got it all. I'm ready. We're going in for game 2. See what kind of things we can work up here. See if Rooster Pizza can batten down the hatches and help win the eternal conflict for the side of the demons. As we swoop on in here, and I need to hit the button, and here you go. Display the pop-ups. There is your blue team, Trith Academy on the left, looking like there's starting up on the left side, and red buttons coming up for Rooster Pizza on the red side of the map. And we take a look at the talents. Looks like the Bruisers are heading straight to top lane. Rest of the team's coming to bot lane. And let's see where we go. Samuro, Wave the Wind. Amateur opponent. That's usually what you're expecting. Extra double blind charge. Q for the Jaina. And the Power Word talent. The Scuffling is fast and furious. Everyone throws a bunch of abilities out. Everyone kind of walks away with full health, but there's a little bit of fighting going on. Auto attack for War Paint on Sony up top. Regen Glow build for Blaze, I guess. Death of Decay. I'm excited. I love a Death of Decay Kel'Thuzad build. That is the W build out of Uther, and another Q build from Vala as we take a step back and see what's happening. Samuro already running up to help kind of gank on the Sonya and push her off the wave. This leaves you a 4v3 here. Joanna grabbing all 4 members of Pizza, but the Kel'Thuzad to root her as she walks out. Gets some good punish on the Joanna, but that could have been really scary getting the entire 4-man down here with that convection. Or condemnation? Condemn? I don't remember. It's something like that. But Doc J anchoring, staying out front, locking down the siege camp. He locks up the Joanna, but the other 2 have stayed in the lane. And that is a siege camp for both sides, as Samuro helped clear the one up top. Sonya not in a position to do much right now. Going for a whirlwind, but just getting plinked away at by spears. As we come back down here, it's a big stun from Blaze, but the not in time with the Frost Nova from the Kel'Thuzad. Could have been really big lockup there. And everyone throws some abilities out and walks away again, as Trith hits level 4 a little bit first, and Sonya was pushed out of the wave. Arcane Intellect. I'm a fan. I like that Jaina talent. I really do. Team split off for their bruiser camps at 2.5 minutes, as is normal. Chastise, your root quest. You got your subdue, because if you hit subdue, you feel like a real big person. Let's see. And then slam build from Sonya. Good. That's what I wanted to see. Oil area. The phylactery, that's kind of the gimme one for level 4. Holy fire for Uther. He's going to be up in the mix, causing some problems. And the arrow, the vault talent on Vala. The swap for Sonya, she's just going to whirlwind her way out of there. The root doesn't lock up Joanna. She's the only one caught, and it uses the Iron Skin. But now she doesn't have the Iron Skin to get out of the fight. Walking through the oil, the Anduin. That's the wombo combo of meta heroes that you're used. That's why you don't want to let them have it. And they take the fight up where Trith is able to defend against Pizza's bruiser camp, but no one was there to defend the bruisers from Trith, so that's about to start doing some wall damage. Sonya goes to clear it up, which leaves a 4v5 up here at the Immortals. As Blaze is caught, Uther is caught, the front line is split from the back line. Kel'Thuzad running for his life. You've got Samuro all up in there causing problems. Takes out the Kel'Thuzad. That is Uther going down. Blaze going down next. And that, my friends, is how you handle a 5v4 fight while your the enemy bruiser is down in the wave, soaking XP. And that's going to be a free halftime show for the side of Trith Academy for sure. Sonya just pushes it into the wall, kind of walks away from it, gets a little bit of wall damage. It's not awful. And now you have the safe side for fighting. So Pizza's just going to try to do whatever damage they can here to the enemy Immortal, but you are half the health bar behind the enemy team, so not much you can do there. They get it. They get about halfway down. They did respectable work, so the shield will only be at half strength. And they have their whole wall down here. So Sonya was able to defend the wall enough. But Artanis and Samuro are going to continue to bugger these Sonya up here, who just can't do much, especially if she went slam build. Whirlwind build might have been okay into the Samuro, but not much to do. The Immortal goes ahead, starts working on the wall here. As the shield goes down, he becomes much less of a threat, but the wall has already fallen. This is a 4v3. Like, I really want to see Pizza stepping up and taking this fight. Before now, Samuro's here. Now you can't, because now it's just a 6-on-4 with Samuro and his nonsense. Sonya trying to scoot down here too, but is going to be late for the counter attack, and again, it just feels like Pizza could have just made an effort there. Walks on the Joanna anchoring in the bush. They're going to lock her down with the Iron Skin, lets her walk away. Jaina stepping up, getting pulled out by the Anduin, and Samuro just poofs out of existence and runs away. So really just, it looked like they wanted to have this big like chain CC from the side of Pizza, but between the Iron Skin and the Anduin pulls, they're just not able to get the targets down that they're hitting. Samuro wandering back up to top lane to visit the Sonya again. Sonya being left alone. So here, this is the third or fourth time. You've got to take this 4-on-3 now before they hit 10s. This is your moment to step up and do something, and they just don't seem to want to do much with it. Sonya pulling off the kill on Artanis. Well done. I missed it. Seems like she stepped up as the Samuro left, so really well done on the side of Sonya. I thought she was having a much rougher time up there. That's going to help level out the XP difference a bit. But they're walking past the Samuro. Uther gets a stun on him, but there's not much to be on here. Uther talent is done, but the 10s are out, and that is a 3-man ring coming out of Jaina blind, and that is the pre-10 fight from Pizza, not able to get much out here. The suppression pulse coming out from Artanis to make sure there's no return autos. And Kel'Thuzad can do not but watch as the fort goes down. And now he gets condemned back in, but he'll be able to walk away. So you've got Blade Storm. And, oh, the Rooster came out from Sonya, so she's doing her part. Suppression pulse we saw. Blessed Shield, because, yes. Light Bomb, because you've got lots of tools to deliver that bomb. And the ring we saw. Pizza's going for the defense right away. Big stuns, and that's how you chain it together. 2 instantly drop. The light bomb gets 0 value. Well done with the blaze stun into the rain, into the Kel'Thuzad. You didn't even need the divine storm that Uther has, so that's up for your next fight. Big catch. Do they get... Oh, the chains come out, but it's not enough, and... Oh, almost they read him. They're working on him. Everybody's blind as they're all chasing Samuro, but you're chasing Samuro as everyone comes back up from the side of Trith. You've got the free halftime show. You've got to work on it. They're starting to whittle it down, but now the reinforcements are back. So 5v4, and the Vala falls to the Immortal. Big ring cleaning up a bunch of folks again. The Divine Storm comes out to help repel the forces of Trith, and Rooster Pizza gets a good fight under the enemy Immortal still. Really coming out strong. That initial engage here at the bottom Immortal was huge for this whole sequence of events. Really well done. It's good to see that they were able to get that, pull that off, and like I said, still have the Divine Storm for the second fight to turn that one too. So really nice on their side. You're waiting for the Vala to get up here. She's going to be up here in time. And now you're back to a 4v3 as the suppression pulse comes out. No roots on anyone. And Joanna walks it out, but that's no iron skin. Jaina gets caught by the rain, walks it out. Combustion's not going to catch anybody as Blaze walks away, taking turret damage. Big swap on the Vala. That's a Blessed Shield coming out. Light Bomb comes out for the follow-up. Joanna drops on the counterattack. Artanis drops. The Kel'Thuzad getting some big work done on the counterattack. And this fort goes down. The Immortal goes down. And now you have 4v3. Everyone's left the Sonya to her own devices. Pizza could really start making some big motion here, as they should grab this siege camp for free. Sonya has got to try to go. We did see she went Wrath of the Berserkers, so she is fully committed to the auto build. Maybe looking to just split for the team fights more than coming in for those mid-fight leaps. But we've seen the Combustion, we saw the Shadow Fisher, Divine Storm, Rain. And they're going to come try this. They're a little slow to the fight. Do they get them on the way out? Joanna grabs the back line here. Blaze misses the engage there. The Rain goes down on the Iron Skin. Big Divine Storm, but Anduin yanks Joanna to safety. And now you've got a suppression pulse on all 5 members of Pizza. They're just going to clean up the siege camp. They're going to keep pushing. They know that Artanis is top. They're going to commit to this fight. Wrath of the Berserker comes out. She's going to start wailing on him. Joanna gets away on the engage. Kel'Thuzad goes down, pops his phylactery. He's back up and running, but Blaze is down, and they catch the Joanna, so it's still fair. It's a 4v3 while Kel'Thuzad makes his way back to the lane. Zoom in on this fight. Artanis is going to leave, so it's now a 4v3 on the side of Pizza. Do they push through here? They're going to clean up the siege camp. They've got the wave coming in behind them. Death and Decay comes out to help push the line. The levels are nearly the same here right now. But Artanis is stealing their Bruiser camp while they push for this. You've got to get this fort to make it worth it. Otherwise, the Bruiser steal is going to be big on you. And they go right for the Immortal as Artanis is whoopsie poopsie, stole your stuff here. Zoom out as we get everyone engaging on this fight here. They pull back to defend because this top fort is under assault up here. But the fight is happening. Sonya gets caught. There's no way out for her. She doesn't have leap. She's blown up by the Jaina damage. Kel'Thuzad puts some hurt out. Artanis gets yanked out. Ring catches two folks. Vala's left out for dead. That's a blizzard dropping down on him. Big stun from Blaze to dissuade the fight. Combustion comes out to push him back. So, well done. They lose the man, but it could have been worse. Blaze is about to get light bombed, and there is no way out for him. So, everybody ran and left him. Kel'Thuzad might get caught out here. No, if he had already been frosted when that blizzard hit, he might be toast. But the Vala's plinking away. That's a divine storm to kill the Joanna. Paladin versus Crusader violence. That is some lore stuff if I've ever seen it. They want to take this fight under their Immortal. The swap goes out onto Vala, but they're able to just kind of disengage and walk it off. Sonya has to go up to deal with the push from the Bruiser camp up top. But they were able to repel the Trith before they got to halftime shows. They could still do some work here. Trith says, okay, have another Bruiser camp. We'll send that your way. And here we're going to 5v5. Everybody has 16. So how do we handle this here now? We've got a little bit of flankage coming out. The suppression pulse comes out, but the fight hasn't really gone. Unstoppable from Blaze on his pull. The Kel'Thuzad gets a little bit of blizzarded up, and now they're going to start looping around. The collapse from the side of Trith as the ring comes down kills the Uther, the Kel'Thuzad, who doesn't have his phylactery anymore, and I think they kind of just suckered Pizza into that mouth. The two flanks from the top and the bottom was really well executed by Trith. Big team fights coming out of Pizza, but just not knowing where everyone was on that as they pushed into that. All the different fog and the little pathways coming to bite them there. So it's just Sonya trying to push this wave out so that they can focus on defending the top lane. Siege camp comes out from top. The Immortal's going to spawn up here too. Again, just a half a shield, because the first half of that fight went really well. But the equal levels at the beginning of 16 have turned to now a full level and almost a half lead for Trith. But Pizza's been pulling off some stuff, so let's see if they can summon the defense here. Spike comes out, misses the chains. The Blessed Shield, the Light Bomb as they storm the fort. That's Vala going down, but not before they trade for Artanis. Can they back up? The Sonya fighting into the Death and Decay as they pull back to the Nexus now. Uther trying to do some work, but he just doesn't have a lot of sustain heal as he throws a Holy Light onto them. But it's just not a lot of healing still out. He's running forward trying to get that Holy Fire out. Combustion comes out. The Immortal gives him a little tap on the butt to push him forward, but he's not able to catch enough. Uther drops, and that feels like, yeah, with Blaze going down, that team fight from Trith was really well done, extremely well done to really shut the momentum down from Rooster Pizza that they had going into that. That was really, really impressive. I will not hesitate to speak much about that. So we're going to go ahead and set that. So that is a 2-0 domination for the side of Trith Academy. Looking at the damage, Jaina coming in big for the side of Trith, just being able to stand behind the wall that was everyone else on her team. Kel'Thuzad had some really big follow-ups on stuff. When Pizza landed their CC combo, we saw it happen a couple times. There was it was punishing, and it was definitely uh, ugly for Trith when it happened. But just the one the one time it happened, it needed maybe one more to push the momentum over. Um, but well done, well played to Trith Academy as we're just gonna bop on over here to a different lobby and see if the folks from the academy want to pop on in for a little chitty chat and discuss the events of the evening before we wrap it on up. Come on in and chat. Let's see if we can get the Wizard Beast himself in here. And I mean, otherwise, really, really well done. The Sonya tried her best to keep the XP uh, going for the side of Pizza, but
Ew.
oh, hello, hello. Well played, good games. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
How's it feel? That puts you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my cheat sheet here real quick. It's over here. The standings phase. That puts you guys in a tentative second place at the moment.
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Especially if the new domination change and everything, getting those extra points really help out. So yeah, we're excited to be going up there and thinking we might have a chance at one of the higher spots.
Yeah, I mean, second seed is big. I mean, especially with the second withdrawal, if they drop the playoffs, I would imagine it was probably going to be an 8 bracket, but with only 9 teams, it might slip down to 6, which I imagine would give first two spots some bye week. That's always a nice feeling.
Yeah, I know. So we're definitely aiming for it, and hopefully we can keep the spot.
Yeah. Well, bringing it back to the events of the evening. I mean, game one felt even as far as like what you guys were doing. But it definitely I would say the momentum was on your guys' side the whole game. How did it feel from your side, being a Zeratul, as it were, which was very exciting. Happy to see that come out.
Yeah, no, I was happy to get a game on Zero. Don't get to too often. So yeah, it was fun to play that. But for momentum wise, yeah, we were trying to just kind of play the game as we saw it. We knew that they had like multiple turns coming up, especially when they got that double turn.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of just took a step back and just said, you know what, let's play safe. We can kind of clear it and just kind of take it one step at a time and just kind of hold our momentum instead of doing aggressive plays uh, to
Yeah,
try and, just stay on top of what we already had.
because it felt like, if I remember right, bruisers weren't taken by either side for quite some time. I think there was only the one siege camp take that they interrupted you on. Like it felt
Mhm.
like a lot of the pushes were just straight up spider pushes with scuffles, and it felt pretty. I said it felt pretty even. Um, for the most part, I really don't even remember much as far as like a critical moment that just kind of tilted it, other than I think you guys just got the last spider push and just crammed it down their throats.
Yeah, that's mainly what it was, is just trying to push with spiders. We were trying to go for, we were thinking boss play one time, but then they got a good catch actually with their Leo, got a really good entomb, and caught us out when we were falling back, and they were able to get a boss because of that. Um, but yeah, besides that, it was mainly kind of just play with spiders and play for gems on that map.
Yeah, I felt like the boss might have been wasted a bit, because it looked like they went to turn in, but they didn't have a turn in, so the boss just kind of fizzled out on your guys' keep. Like it just felt like they did it to do it, and then it just never which of course feels a lot worse on when it's happening, right? Because you're like, oh god,
Mhm.
they got the boss. What's gonna happen? And but like it just kind of felt, I don't know, like to kind of let the foot off the gas there, you know. Um, but uh, but you guys pulled it out, and then game two was, I think game two was a bit more of a banger. It was scuffling everywhere. And then I mean they had a solid fight, like their comp finally executed the way it wanted to, and they blew you guys up at the Immortal um, pretty handily. And then it felt like the momentum had kind of shifted. Were you guys worried it was going to game three at that point?
Yeah, once we saw that combo go off the first time, we kind of took a step back and talked about it. We're like, okay, what did they do? What do we need to watch out for? And then they did it again. So then we're like, okay, let's take another step back and figure out what to do. So yeah, after that, we kind of just played more for sustain there and kind of just waited out the fights a little bit, and then found like the perfect moment for us to kind of turn it around. Um, and that really helped, especially running uh, with the Ring of Frost and for us to kind of dive on their backline as well and kind of just make a little bit of chaos, honestly. Um, and that ended up helping us kind of turn around that match. But yeah, we did feel a little bit on the back foot for when they started to get that combo wombo off.
I will say now. I mean, my team, we used to be really well known for our uh, you can't put baby in a corner antics, right? Like we had some pretty crazy Nexus defenses, some crazy catches to turn games around. I don't think my team ever pulled anything off that looked nearly as coordinated as that pincer move you guys pulled. And I'm just going to leave it out on the table that that was very much communicated and planned and perfectly executed. So, wonderful job. That was amazing. Whether it was or not, we'll just let the magic of the showbiz handle that for you. But when you watch it back, it is chef's kiss. I just want you to know that was beautiful, and you guys should feel really good about that. That was really well done.
Yeah, and I think we got honestly everyone on the team did a really good job on timing everything perfectly there. And yeah, that kind of let us go with it for the match by
Yeah,
getting that victory on that fight.
because I really felt momentum was going for them, and then that pincer happened, and it just that just knocked the wind out of their sails. And I mean, it was really beautiful to watch. But no, well played both games. You guys earned your 4 points, deserve your victory. Um, I don't have much left on the games to discuss other than you guys did great. So my last final follow-up question is now become a staple. Um, if you could add a hero tomorrow to the game, who would you add?
Ooh. Um,
I told everyone I'd be tracking the answers. I haven't really been doing that, but I know that there's one that's been actually got multiple votes. So
dang, that's hard. What I gotta think of it. You know what? I would say I probably want another Overwatch hero. I
uh,
think it would I think it would be cool to have another like tank, maybe like a Reinhardt.
oh boo. You could bring me Orisa, and I'd be a happy boy. I think original Orisa would have been a really good addition with her old ultimate, but I could see
Yeah,
where
instead of the
Reinhardt
new one.
would do well. He could be like a Braum from League.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I was kind of thinking, a movable shield.
Arcturus Mengsk is the current leader in the poll. I
Oh,
don't
trust
know.
me.
People have mentioned him a couple times, but perhaps on the next victory on my cast, you can have another choice. But otherwise, the stage is yours for shout outs, or if you have a published book coming out soon, or perhaps some films you've starred in, you can go ahead and hype up your own game right here, right now.
Well, thank you. Yeah, first shout out to my team. We've been playing well this season. It's our first season together, and everyone's been having a lot of fun and doing really good. So yeah, it's been a great time playing in NGS. Also, shout out to our coach Valk. He's been helping us a lot, and definitely has really improved our overall gameplay during the season. Um, Another shout out also to one of our players, Zonkai, 2121. He actually, our team kind of came together in Trith Academies based off of our D&D campaign.
Okay.
So he has a Twitch you can also follow, Zonkai2121, and we do live D&D here and there. So if anyone wants to join in and catch that, it's always fun to watch and play.
All right, perfect. I will definitely, if as long as it's not on Sundays when I'm busy running my own or playing my own, or I will definitely come and check that out. Sounds great. Good times.
Yeah, yeah. Normally it's a Thursday to Saturday. We kind of flex around on the days.
There you go. Perfect. That fits my schedule. Should fit everyone else's schedule. I don't have that many people here, but I'm sure everyone is definitely going to check it out now
Great.
because I
But yeah,
told
no,
them
and
to.
also thanks to you again for casting. It's always nice to have a caster. Haven't gotten too many this season, so it's great to always have
It's
this.
ridiculous. I tried my best. I used to play with the boys on Rooster Pizza, so I've hovered towards them. But then I was like, you know what? Why not try to grab all the D West stuff? So if the schedule's open, I'm happy to grab some more. But thanks for putting on a show. We appreciate it. Zeratul and some Samuro. I hate your hero pool.
Oh.
Work on it, but otherwise it's fun to watch though. But congratulations. Pass the good sentiment to your team, and good luck in the rest of the season.
Perfect. Thanks. You have a good one too.
All right. Have a pleasant evening.
You too. Bye.
And that's it for today, this evening's NGS Battle of the Bands. Thanks to both the teams for putting on a show for us. Uh, my boys on the Pizza Squad. We'll get that dub. I know we will. Um, I can feel it in my plums. But otherwise, we're gonna be here tomorrow. I did pick up another one. It's what? I want to say maximum thrust. I don't know. Here we go. No, it's the other one. I don't know. Uh, it's two more people. I think there's somewhere in the top. I can't check my events. I don't know. I want to tell. Oh, I've already got the website open. Maximum thrust, magnitude aftershock. Let's take a look at what those standings are like real quick. We've got maximum thrust hanging out there in 8th place above Rooster Pizza, and Magnitude Aftershock in the first place. So, if nothing else, let's get ourselves a fun banger as we pull out all the stops to fight for our lives in the Div D West NGS Season 17. Thanks, y'all, for watching, hanging out. If you followed or whatever, or shared, or liked, or commented, or chatted, I appreciate you. I'm real bad at looking at it. I saw a bunch of hype coming in there at the end for the win for Trith. They deserve it. Give them all your love. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow here in the Gerudo Kingdom. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. Good night.